So we're at the halfway point in the season, and the FC Barcelona faithful all around the world have got their expectations and their sights set on promotion this year. We're at the halfway point in the season. The transfer window is open. MFL have had a pack drop, and the transfer window, the transfer market has been alive with activity. We've not only got the Redemption Cup for all the new users to look out for, but the Redemption Cup 2. There's been so many of you guys joining MFL, opening up your club and getting up to your elbows in this football management experience game, where they've not had to just do one cup, one competition for all the new clubs and managers that are joining the platform, but two, which has been absolutely incredible. In the video today, we'll give you a wee kind of half the way, a mid-season update. I did get myself a pack as well in the pack drop, so we'll see what I did there. As well as we've had 2 incoming transfers confirmed already for FC Barcelona at point of recording. Maybe there'll be a third one by the time we get to the end of the video. Last Monday, we went live to preview to watch our top of the table clash against FC Heat, which didn't really go that great. This Monday night coming, we're going to have some more Monday night football for the FC Barcelona faithful as we look for revenge against Castilla, who are up there with us fighting for the title, who were listed as being the strongest team in the division. And now that we're after the halfway point, these games are proper 6-pointers to decide the title, promotion and everything else in amongst it at any point in this video. But if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And if you are brand new to MFL and you haven't opened up your account yet, there's a link in the description in this video that will get you the best beginner bonuses available when you open up and create your account. Essentially, by clicking on that link, you will support me and all the content here at the channel, so I'm sincerely grateful for everyone that does so. If you get stuck or if you've got any questions, jump into the comment section of this video and I'll come and sort you out, of course. And if you are new, we just released our beginners tutorial video for MFL, which will help you get up to speed and learn the ropes as quickly as possible, as well as some other videos we've made on the channel, which are all kind of linked together to make sure that you get as much of a head start on your journey as possible and you're not making all those beginner mistakes that just hold you back. But yeah, let's just get stuck straight into this one. Now, I've not got involved in many a pack openings in my time on MFL. I've had all the referral packs that you get, of course, from referring friends, referring people on the channel, that sort of thing. But normally these pack drops, I've normally gave them a miss, and I've preferred to spend my money in the market on like talent, ID and talent, and looking at the guys I actually want and bringing them in, rather than rolling the dice on getting a pack and getting lucky or getting super lucky, getting something that's a level above. And this time I thought, to hell with it, I'm going to get a pack and I'm going to either get hopefully a player or two out of that can help the roster, the squad we've got here. Worst case scenario, we'll have some guys we can loan out and can help fulfill that whole agency element of the club. But the website crashed and it was an absolute panic on the dance floor situation. Nobody knew what was going to be happening. MFL did excellent to communicate it, but the drop happened 50 minutes later than previously advertised, and it went like that. All packs were gone within a minute. So I was sitting here very late in the wee hours of the morning, and I managed to, as you can see here, we just about managed to reserve our own pack here. It did take a bit of time. There was, the wheels of the internet were moving quite slowly, but I wanted one standard pack and we got one standard pack, which was an absolute W. And I'm hearing a lot of you guys in the community had some good success at picking up limited and common packs as well, so GG's to you. But not everyone got a pack. This was firmly like you got one or you didn't. So really buzzing that I could get that over the line for the FC Barcelona faithful. And while this was all going on, I was following the When Dirtcast live stream that they were doing on Twitch for it all, and they did great at keeping everyone appraised of the developments and what was going on and all the rest of it. And they actually went on to showcase everyone's pack openings that were dialing in on the Discord. So it was a great fun, great night in the MFL community as well. And they actually gave away some MFL on raffle that I won. But FC Barcelona, we don't want to be associated with any match fixing allegations or scandals or anything like that, so we just rolled over the MFL to Stocky Scott, friend of the channel, who ended up winning it in the end. So tipping my cap to you, mate. I hope you made good use of that MFL. And for these types of things, guys, if I'm not live, make sure to check out When Dirtcast as well, because they're normally featured on the site and they do some fantastic giveaways, so definitely worth a watch. But we eventually got the pack loaded in, and I couldn't contain myself. I'm like, I'm just going to record the screen and then we'll record the video later on thereafter, because like I say, it was the wee hours of the morning here in Scotland. The Quins were asleep and I didn't want to, fire up everything and get to recording, as it were. The website took a while as well, so I was quite pleased that I wasn't actually recording and I could just let it do its thing and click through the players one at a time. Now we get 3 packs out of this, and as I hover my mouse over it, I know we've not got lucky and got an absolute banger of a card. We start off with the one that looks to be a common, and it turns out to be John Melander, not too sure. He's a Swedish centre-back. He is rated 46, which is not optimal. Let's just put it like that. We flip the card over and we have a look. He is Swedish. He is 20 years of age, which is a bonus for a common that's so lowly rated at the moment. 6 foot, which is great to see for the future. And he has one exceptional statistic, which is physical, which for a centre-back is a great statistic to have. So far ahead, his averages, his overall that's on the top of his card and everything as well. But at 20 years of age, with these types of statistics, it's quite hard to imagine he's going to get a place on loan at somebody this season. And then we go for the middle card next, because it feels like it's probably not the best one in the packet. And it is German Lopez, who is an Argentinian right mid, right back. And this guy's actually got an interesting little detail, an interesting little crease in him that I'll show you as well. 57 rated. He's 26. He's 74 for pace, 6'4" as well. A bit of a beanpole of a guy. Passing isn't that great, but dribbling and shooting is pretty good. Defensive stats for a guy that can play right back, he's only got 20 defence, so hopefully he's got a lot more defence to grow and to improve in. But the top card, the best card we got, he has got a beast of a haircut. He's got head tattoos. He's from Australia or New Zealand, I forgot which of them. But he's a CF, which is quite a difficult position spot here. And rated at 78, didn't really set fireworks off here at base camp when we pulled him. He looks mean. He looks like he means business as well. He's 6'2", can play in a couple of different positions as well. And for a left foot, this guy's got huge potential at the age of 22, 6'2" as well. 88 dribbling, 84 passing, and the rest of the stats are all quite meh. But really when... yeah, he can play left mid, can play attacking mid as well. And when I came to, so we've opened the pack, we've got these players in, and I'd kind of held off doing business until this pack drop had happened because, you know, you can only register 3 new players in this transfer window. I definitely needed the left back. We probably need a right back and another centre mid, another bit of reinforcement in the engine room, as it were. It's probably what we would need, in my estimations, to push us over the line to go and get us promoted and hopefully try and actually win the title as well, because we've been promoted every season by being second and third. We've not actually won a league yet, and I would love to win this league because it feels like it's almost within reach at this point in the season. And prior to the pack drop, as soon as the transfer window opened, I knew one of my top left back targets, and it was Coyote Udo, who is owned by friend of the channel Andy Laird. He's 5'11". He can play all across the left side, which is great versatility. We don't really need all of that, but it's good to see in case we have to do some funky rotations to manage minutes and stamina and all the rest of it later on. Nice pace at 76, but it's really the defensive qualities is what I want for this guy, because part of the thinking is if we can play somebody else in left back, we can then get Bodnarenko back into midfield, and that's what we've been toying with in all the friendly modes that we've had since we brought in Coyote Udo into the squad, is playing him at left back and getting Bodnarenko back into midfield next to Hosny rather than Hosny replacing him, and seeing if we can get a better tune out of the team. So that left back came in. We didn't pack anything that would have ruined that, but we didn't pack a right back, we didn't pack a centre mid, and I'd spent 50 quid on that pack. And is it worth 50 quid, $50, £34? It's hard to say, but we have let some people go to bring in some more revenue into the club, and there's a lot of the guys in the backups. Now actually, this is probably something to touch on quickly. Castano is away on loan, some of you will be pleased to hear. But I forget if it was on the last video or if it was on the last live stream, but we were talking about how we brought in Ignacio Catalan on loan with a contract obligation of 5 matches. We were only going to play him in the cup for rotation, which we did. He played 6 matches. He actually went up by +1. This is his first season in existence, but I wasn't going to play him anymore for the rest of the season, and I'd have just kept him and paid the guy his rev share if he wanted. But I put in a request to cancel his contract in case he would be happy. You know, he's had a bit of progression at a really high level with my club, and maybe I could put him back out on loan again. Maybe not to Iron, but maybe like Stone or something like that, to another club that would pay him the same kind of rev share and would help him progress even more. He accepted the request, which means we have now lost 6% or 10% of rev share obligation, which has given us fresh, ammunition, as it were, to negotiate and bring players in with. And that really made it easy to bring in that Coyote Udo. But like I just showed you there with Castagno, he's away out on loan and his contract isn't really that great as long as he plays matches. I'm just hoping to see he can maybe get some progression out. But we got Catalan's contract cancelled. Castagno we let go out. Michelson, who we bought for money for $20 in the off-season to be that backup right wing back. He's actually played quite well, but I'm not going to need him again for the rest of the season. And if I can loan him out, get some MFL in, maybe get some progression out of him, maybe sell him on in the summer, loan him again, that could work out well. We did that. We also had Yaguda Abba. His contract at Barcelona was cancelled after playing like 1 or 2 matches, looking okay, and he has went out on loan to the Lilleverse, along with Christopher Quintana, who's been one of our key progression players across the 4 seasons we've had so far. And the Lilleverse is owned by Toby, who's a friend of the channel as well, always in the live chat and in the comment section and whatnot. So when those offers came in, I was quite happy to let them go flying out the door straight away. Before we also let out new summer signing Marlon Poveda to Valencia Digital MFC. And with all of these guys that I've loaned out, with the exception of Castagno, I think, they're all like sincerely at the top of their table. So not only will I potentially get a nice chunk of MFL, but hopefully they're in a successful team that does well, and all these guys can actually get some really solid progression off the back of it. But with the guys we packed, Melander, I wasn't even going to put him out on loan. I just chucked him right into Development Centre, and right now the Development Centre is 50% off for 1 season. So if you've got somebody that you cannot get a loan for between now and the end of the season, and you're not going to be able to play them yourself or whatever, throwing them in the Development Centre is a great option. It's like 30, well, it depends on the quality of the player, but it's very nominally priced and it will get them some XP. So I just thought, at 20 years of age, he's 46, let's just throw him in there. Eventually, I came to the realisation to do the same thing for German Lopez here, because I know he's 26, right? He's not got a long career ahead of him, but this guy, he's got some stuff to him that I really like his pace, shooting and dribbling are all really good. And for a guy that's right mid, right back, he has actually taught us something new, okay? Because if we go into his MFL player info page here, so as you've seen, I'll show you again just before it loads up. His green positions are right back and right mid, and he's got a yellow at right wing. Now, I have sincerely never seen this before, but his yellow position gets a +3 on it. So although he's a 57 rated right mid and he's a 42 rated right back, I can see why with 20 for defence, he's actually a 60 rated right winger, and that's the first time I've seen it with a fairly familiar position, one of these yellow ones here. And when I seen that, I thought, you know, that would be a really interesting guy to go out on loan. Could be really useful to some people, obviously. But I thought, you know what, for the cost of the Development Centre, let's just throw him in there for the back end of the season. I'm not too worried on any MFL he would or would not get. Let's try and get a wee bit of development into him, and then in the off-season, I think it'll be much easier to place some of these guys into Spark teams, and they'll be very useful to people, and, you know, like, it'll just work out better for everyone. And with our boy Luke Fleming, he's went to Hyde United Reserves. Now, the team that signed him was Common Farms something, and then later on, they changed their ownership. So they're now not Common Farms, whatever. They're now Hyde, that's what it was. Hyde, Common Farms Bodo is what they were called. They're now called Hyde United Reserves. They're 8th in the table, whatever. He's a CF, so I'm not expecting him to be a huge queue of clubs ready for him, because it's quite a specific position that if you don't play a tactic with a CF, it's, you know, you're not going to have any need or want for him. So we've put him out on loan to Hyde United, and let's just see how well he does. Again, we've did it up with 0%. But with a penalty if he doesn't play games, because I just want him to go out and play games, and we've got him on for 10 matches. Now, the new person, I actually didn't realise this until, like, I was trying to bring guys in, but you can't really guarantee 10 matches. There's 11 matches left, and that means you would only miss 1 game to guarantee that contractual fulfilment. So unlucky for this guy that he's on that term. I actually changed everyone else's to 5 because that just seems more reasonable, or to nothing at all just to get them training or whatever. But we've had those guys going out. Now, I had this kind of feeling on I'd kind of wasted a bit of that 50 quid because the pack was kind of meh. And there's a new feature called the watch list, right? But I've actually got my own watch list here of players' names I've been writing down. I seen this on Nep's video earlier this morning, and one of the comments in his video said that it's a new feature and it's not just that everyone's missed it. So it's a brand new feature if you haven't seen it already. And this guy would have been on my watch list. He was the same price as a pack, and I thought, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go and bring him in, because I've been eyeing him up since the off-season last year. I check him out all the time in case he drops in price. He hasn't. and we went and we bought a Gerald Herbst. Now, this is a guy that I've wanted for a fair length of time, and I'll let you know why I pulled the trigger on him. For some of you who have been staying tuned to the content, you'll know already when we've looked at Gerald, the main thing that's held me back on this is the market has generally valued players like him. Last time we looked at him, or the first time we looked at him, at like $32, $34, maybe $28, around that kind of mark, and I was just not going to pay double for a guy. But the way the markets went recently, and the way that, you know, the growth has happened on the platform, etc., his value is now around $47. The guy that owned him hadn't changed the listing or anything like that, so I just thought, I really want this guy. You could probably see for his statistics why. But one of the beautiful things about this player in particular, for my system, is he could play centre midfield, and if he plays defensive midfield, he gets better. And now, normally when you've got two positions, like you've got that, oh, he'll be worse in one position or the other. But the position I would want to play him in, he goes to 76, which is a level above. As you can see there, it's in blue. It would be a rare player. And at centre mid, he is just what he is, which is great. So if I put him in at centre mid, defensive mid, I get a real upgrade. If I get him in at centre mid, I get him as he is here. And he's very well rounded. Like, shooting is a wee bit behind, physical's a wee bit behind. If they got a little bit better, then he'd be a really complete midfielder. And at 28 years of age, I just want a guy that's going to deliver for the next like 5 or 6 seasons. And he really feels like my guy. Now, the main jeopardy, the main worry about doing this is that he's under contract already, you know. Now, I've put the request in to MNK Mandraka. Do you want to cancel his contract and let him come to his new home of Barcelona? This is the contract he's got with him. 9% rev share, which is pretty chunky, by the way. And as of yet, he's not responded, which is frustrating to say the least. But hey, he's got a contract. He is pushing for promotion. He's quite likely to get it. I'm not sure if he lost Herbst, if that would really change the balance of power in this division. He probably doesn't want to take the chance on that. I respect that. I get it. So if he doesn't accept my effort to cancel the contract, cool. I'll get some MFL for it, but which is quite nice. And that's one thing to be mindful of when you are buying guys off the market, especially right now, is you can go onto the player contract page and you can ask to cancel the contract with them, and it's really up to them whether they do it or not. If we can find them, I'll just show you how it looks here, because I've got it in at the moment. You can see the request. It's not been accepted or rejected as of yet. And most of the time when people are selling, they do just accept. In my experience, I've done this a few times and it normally works out. But the person who's sold is normally the one that holds the contract, and then it's a wee bit of just, like, not respect, but like etiquette, where they'll just cancel the contract and do it. Whereas this person is a third party, there is no etiquette to be had here. So, you know, we might get him, we might not, into the squad for this season, that is. But next year, of course, he'll be here firing on all cylinders. So we've got 2 transfer spots left to fill in this transfer window. I'm very nervous over our rotations for right back in the second half of the season, because we have no one else to do it now. And I also need an extra little bit of rotation, an extra bit of quality in the attack somewhere from midfield also as well. If I'm going to be able to bring Bodnarenko and play him into midfield, then that maybe gives me a little bit of that. But we still need that extra little bit of punch to connect, you know, defence and midfield into attack. And I managed to bring in a player that's got the perfect versatility for me to rotate different formations. We're actually going to be playing lots of different shapes in the second half of the season, because if you look, we've got one more transfer we might make, okay? But if you look at who we have now in reserve, we don't actually have that many different players, but a lot of them play lots of different positions, and we're going to try and maximise everyone individually. Laird's player, the versatility he has is going to become valuable. Bodnarenko's versatility is going to be valuable. We've got backup centre-backs and strikers, that's all fine. But the striker we've brought in on loan can also play left wing, and we've brought in a guy who can play attacking mid, centre mid and right wing. So now I can go to a front 3 with that guy who can play left wing, and this guy can also feature in midfield and attacking midfield, and his statistics are pretty damn good if you ask me. 81 pace, dribbling and passing are fantastic. The shooting leaves a little bit to be desired, but with him being so good physically, I'm not really that concerned about it. And he is owned by Jimbo, friend of the channel, friend of the community as well. So we've brought in a player from Laird and we've brought in a player from Jimbo to reinforce the squad. And this guy, I don't think there's a contract yet. It doesn't matter how many games he plays. Jimbo didn't care, which is cool. And this guy's going to play in a lot of different spots for me, which is quite nice, because it gives me a lot of versatility where we can, I don't actually on paper need another player to come in, and I can rotate everyone with keeping the level of the squad somewhat par to where it's at right now. But I am eager to maybe just get one more piece in, one more player in. I would ideally like to still have a right back backup come in, because the rotation I will need to do to give Casas a break in the second half of the season is quite convoluted and might backfire. But as I look at the secondary market, or the loan market, there's nobody really available here that could come in and do a job for FC Barcelona. We're not going to be, it's a backup right back for Casas. They're literally going to play like 2 matches, and none of these terms are going to be doable, sadly. So we're kind of circling the drain. I don't know where we're going to go with this. I'm quite happy to stick to where we are and just rotate as I've planned out. I've got all the shapes ready to go, all the different tactics and formations with the players and the versatility that we have here. But the second half of the season, make no mistake about it, we are going for gold. We want to push it. We want to get promoted. And I think we've just about got all the pieces of the puzzle here where we can do it. It's just going to be a matter of testing out the squad, perfecting the tactics, and really just doing our best to optimise the players we have at our disposal. But because it is the halfway point of the season, let's have a look at the progression that we've had across the entire squad for the current season, because we've not had any massive progression this year so far. And as you look and see the ones that we've actually got like progressing the most, for the most part they're not actually at FC Barcelona at this point in time. Casas, our golden boy, of course, he's done well this year. Faustino has done great, moving up a level. Riger has done well despite the cup performances he's had have been quite mince, and everyone knows about the rise and success of Jorg Steffens so far this year. But the rest of the players we've got here, like the top guy is out on loan in ice. We've got the second guy in development centre. We've got our goalkeeper out there kicking ass, as well as backups. Michelson, who played in the cups. McRae, who's in development centre. And then a few guys on loan, and then a bunch more guys in development also, before we then get into guys that haven't leveled up, but they've maybe had some attributes increase. And again, there's nothing crazy, there's nothing mental going on here, but I actually think we've done a great job of all the players we've got out on loan are playing, are in good teams, they're all doing quite successfully. If you go and check them all out, I've already done so. We'll maybe break that down at the end of the season for a kind of retrospective kind of what can we learn from that going forward, or things that worked well for me for you to watch out for so you can replicate it, that sort of thing. But we actually have one free agent at the moment in the club, and that is Liam Mooney, because with Jimbo's guy coming in, Jorg Steffen's been in town, there's not really going to be a spot for Mooney to play between now and the end of the season. So I've put him available for loan. So if you're watching this, I'm going to leave him on loan for as long as possible. The transfer window closes, I forgot what page the wee timer's on, but at point of recording this in like a day or two. So if you're needing an attacking midfielder, Liam Mooney, he's done it in ice, he's done it in stone, he's a quality player, and if you think you could take him in on loan for me, just send us an offer and we'll have a look at it. But if I don't get an offer for him, I'll probably just chuck him in a development centre, by the way, because it's super cheap and it might just push him over the top XP wise, and really there's nothing to be lost from it ultimately. Now, I did a members video on the channel a few days ago where I really broke down what I've learned from tactics, what tactics I use, and kind of do's and don'ts, top tips, that sort of thing from what I've seen about the tactics on this current game engine that you guys can use and apply in the Redemption Cup, in your league, whatever it might be. That's only available to channel members. We also have a Telegram group for the members, as well as a lot of other kind of Sorare focused stuff, and as time goes on, the FC Barcelona season ticket holders will get more and more MFL content. What I'm hoping to do is watch more matches with the season ticket holders, if not basically all of them. But in lieu of that, we did Monday Night Football last week, and this week coming up, we are playing Castilla on Monday night. So we're going to be back for some more MFL Monday Night Football, and I think on the 14th, yeah, we do. So I'm thinking about doing Monday Night Football streams. Our kickoff time, as you can see, is always at 9:10, so we can go on live at just before 9, watch the game, have some banter, answer questions from you guys, whatever it might be. That'll actually be the penultimate game of the season, so that'll be quite a fun one to watch, and it'll be a big 6-pointer as well, because you can see where the rest of this table is super tight, is in that mid-breadth that we've managed to get away from, but we might get dragged into if we're not careful. So Monday Night Football for the next 3 weeks on MFL at the Quinny 3001 channel. Be sure to stay tuned for that, as well as many more videos that we're doing about our progression, just gameplay, beginner tutorials, top tips, and all that other good stuff, guys. On screen are now some other stuff that I've made already that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed this one as well, guys. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one.